London made me more expressive. I think London made me, me. What do I do? My name is Hamish Pole. I am a florist, or a floral artist, or sometimes a botanical inventor. I don't know, I change my title every day. We're currently in my studio in Camden. There's a lot going on. I'm squeezed in the corner with the flowers. I was never a creative, well, I guess I've always been creative, but I never unlocked that. I didn't study art at school, I didn't study design, I never studied floristry either. I was a scientist before I was a florist, and I was studying plant microbiology. I was going to be like a genetic engineer, like editing genes, and I was working on making a variety of rice that is drought resistant. I saw my future of sitting in a laboratory every day doing maths. I was working part-time at a flower shop, washing the floor, scrubbing buckets. I didn't know anything about floristry, but I've always loved plants ever since I was forever, actually. I was very enthusiastic at this flower shop and very curious. And I think those two things put together will take you places, like they'll carry you somewhere. And so because I was in the environment of flowers and floristry, I guess I bloomed in this flower shop. And I guess this is the path that was created for me. I've never felt like I've had to think about where I'm going. I've always just been walking and it seems to be the right direction. I think a lot of my love for plants came from my childhood. I was born in Africa, in Zimbabwe, and my dad is a farmer, and so I was surrounded by amazing plants all the time. Really, I think it was my fate to be in love with plants my whole life. Like, I'm not fighting against it, but I don't think I had a choice. So there was never any rules that were inside my brain that I thought I should follow. So I think I approach it a bit differently, which is great, because when you don't know what the rules are, then you never know if you're breaking them or not. So I think it gives you some extra freedom into the creative process. In terms of like what is creativity versus what is like work, it's so much figuring out. I mean, this thing here is a huge metal sphere that's 2 meters tall and 2 meters wide, and I had to work out how I'm gonna make it, how heavy it is, and then you've got the flowers that die. So you have to think, okay, when do I get them in so that they bloom to be their biggest, but just before they die, and it's a lot of thinking. But I think my background in science, where I understood plants as a living thing before they were a decorative thing, kind of it gives me that ease. I feel like we speak the same language. So now, yeah, it's just a conversation with them. Maybe I'm kind of a translator in that way, in that I'm finding emotions or I'm finding inspiration and I'm changing it into the language of plants and flowers. And so in that way, you can find inspiration anywhere. I mean, I think a lot of my inspiration is probably just a combination of every tiny little thing I see. I'll never fully know what I'm going to make until I start, because when I place one flower, then that inspires the next one. And then how those two are talking together, that inspires the next one. And so they're kind of leading the creation. They're dancing and I'm sort of choreographing them to dance together. And so I really lean into that. I think I encourage the intuitive process because then it feels more natural. Because at the end of the day, I'm working with a natural material. If you try and dictate it too much, it doesn't feel respectful to the material because it's already perfect. Living in a city encourages exploration of the botanicals because it's not everywhere, and you're not going to walk around and see these incredible plants often, but you're not likely to walk down a street and see this plant growing over another plant and creating this sort of natural art that I can then go, oh, I love that, I'm going to replicate that. You don't see that in London, so you're pushed to look to other things to translate into plants. For a long time, I had a love-hate relationship with London because I grew up half between super nature and wild nature, untouched nature, and then half in the city. My soul is kind of in that half where I need each part to exist. And so living in London all the time, especially when it's February and it's grey and dark and the leaves are all gone and there's nothing blooming, it feels really tough because I am a response to the environment. So when it's grey and there's no leaves, I feel like I've also got no leaves and my branches are empty. I was thinking, is London really the place for me? I have other things that my soul needs. I think my path now is really London. And now I really do love London, and I hero it a lot, especially when I am driving over the bridges. I go to the flower market very early in the morning, and so usually the sun is rising as I'm driving back from the market. and somehow it's always rising as I'm driving over the bridge. And you can look to your right and you see Tower Bridge, and you look to your left and you see the London Eye and Buckingham Palace with the sunrise around it. And that's when I go, oh my God, I live in London, like this incredible city, and I take it for granted every day. And so whenever I get that reminder in the morning, that starts my day of going, wow, I really am so lucky to be in such an incredible city where there's so many opportunities and there's so much inspiration. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, I love London.